let's start with both cars here. We have the TT and we have the Tesla here. They are completely different cars in this sense. So as you can see, the TT is tiny and small, while the Tesla is pretty big actually. It's the same size as the Vectra, slightly higher. And yeah, it's completely different. You can see the Tesla is slightly higher, which I will lower anyway. The TT is still on stock height at the moment as well, which is a nice and fancy car. And I'm going into the TT to start there. But before I do that, let's start with the basics. First, unlock the car. I have to use the button to unlock the car and open the door. When you get in the TT, it's mine is a really nice spec, and yeah, we have the radio here, we have the automatic shifter. I can't stop my car because I'm doing some turbo stuff, but yeah, you have to turn on the key, and it's pretty hard. You have to unlock the steering wheel. So what you get, mine is just the normal display. You get your fans. It has some errors right now, but don't worry. But that's basically because I had the car off for a few weeks. So we have basically have, my stereo that I have on the car. So I upgraded this one to have a nicer one. And yeah, but overall, we'll turn this off actually. And we'll turn that off. But overall, it's a nice, experience. To change the seat, you just press the handle and you go back and forth. And storage wise, you would have storage over here, which is not much, but that's the storage that I have. There's a glove box with some crap in it. And then we have this, storage there. And that's really pretty much it. Well, the good thing about the TT is that you can take the roof down, which is lovely in the summer. But overall, the TT is really nice. It's nice to drive. So I have a DSG, so it's very quick with shifting, etc., etc. Fuel consumption is horrible. I can show you the. Let me see how I do this again, because I've been in the Tesla for a while. So I did about 54 miles and an average of 13.9 miles to the gallon, with an average speed of 26 miles an hour. So I was in traffic a bit, as you can see. And yeah, that's what I got in 2 hours. And it took me 2 hours and 6 minutes in total. So that did you get 26 miles an hour and 13 miles to the gallon, which is fine. It's a pretty low mileage car. It's actually lower than the Tesla slightly. And yeah, it's a good, fun car to drive. The mirrors dim. Oh, I need to take this off actually. The mirrors dim automatically, and the mirrors dim automatically, and yeah, you have a wee bit. You can't use this when you have when you're driving, but with the roof down. But when the roof is up, you have this wee place anyway. So yeah. So to open the boot, I click this one here, and that will open my boot. So I will get out of the car, and I will go to the boot. Now the boot space on this car, so like I said, I'm working on it, so as you can see, it's okay. Better than my M2. In general, you can put stuff here, you only have some space, and that's pretty much the boot. This isn't bad at all. Now, with the Tesla, it's different. So I have no keys. If I do this, it will automatically open the mirrors, it will unlock the door, and it will open the door slightly for me. So I will go into the car here, and I'm going to sit down, and the experience that you get in the Tesla is completely different. So when the TT has all these buttons and things, this car is very minimal. That's why I got the Model 3. So you would have, based on where I'm sitting, the position size is not that different. I have my seat at the lowest possible place, and the seat comfy to the back, kind of like the like I would do on the TT. I'll show you. Yeah, Yes, so the steering wheel is about the same size as the TT, I would say. Only this one has a round, while the TT has a flat bottom, which is nice. I do like the round one. This car, even though it both are both leather, this actually is leather. While the TT, it's more plastic. I was asking if you could replace it. All these are leather with plastic in the TT. I bought a new one for the TT. I got one from my girlfriend from the TT in leather. But this is stock. So as you can see, it's a completely different experience you have here. So I don't have a convertible, but I have panoramic roof, which is one of the specifications I wanted. So you get this big screen. Wheel on a TT, I had to build it in, which is no problem at all. I don't, you know me, I like building stuff, and I don't really care about whatever stock and what isn't. However, the experience in the Tesla feels like it's a lot more luxury. It feels like I'm driving a very, very expensive car. That's what I told my girlfriend. It doesn't feel like, I have sit in some cool cars, and even if you buy a new Audi, it doesn't feel like this because of the space, the roomy, etc. So storage wise, we have this, which I currently have my cable in, and I will go to replace it with a wireless dock. So if we do this, we have more storage, and actually can I put this up, and we have a whole storage right there for stuff. So you can put this down like that, and then that. So the other thing is the cup holders we have here, which is nice to have. I have to, in the TT we have them also, but they are slightly different. Then on top of that, I have this here. So this might be spare change. But then also there is all this storage right there that we have, which actually goes pretty deep. I don't need a lot of storage, but it is pretty cool and pretty handy. Oh, let's go the other way. It's actually pretty cool and pretty handy to have. So this section here is just an armrest. It's not storage, but it's actually very comfy. I use it more than I actually thought I would. Well, the TT, the automatic, the handbrake sits there, and you can do it, but it's a bit, it's a bit more awkward to do. So let's turn this car on. So to turn the Tesla on compared to the TT, this car is already in standby because it opened the door for me. So I press the brake pedal, and there we go. Basically, it will go through the procedure, and it just says, oh, lights are on, my tires I need to pump up, and seatbelt isn't on, and that's it. So basically I can just put it in drive and go driving. So it has synced my profile. My girlfriend's profile is on there. So I will show you what happens when I click on her profile, right? So if I, one button, would sync to her. So my seat completely changing. I'm a lot higher up, I'm more forward. If I go back to my profile, I will go more down, and I go more back. So I can set up a profile from her and me. Well, in a TT, when she drives it, and she's pretty short, I have to basically change the position, change the mirrors. Well, the mirror doesn't do here, but the mirrors, need to change the outside mirrors so I can see stuff. And well, now I can just set up a profile for her, and she will set it up so how she wants it, and that's it. So things like the glove box, which is there, I can just click there and it will automatically unlock that. So the glove box on the TT is slightly bigger than this one, but on the other hand, you get a lot of storage here in the middle. You get storage there that actually fit cups if you wanted to, because they are slightly tilted down. Oopsie, they're slightly tilted down, which means that you can actually put a cup here if you wanted to. So instead of the lever that is here, you just click this button. So you hold the brake pedal just like any automatic, and you put it in drive. That's you. Then it will detect the cars that are standing here, etc, etc. If you want to go in reverse, you click there, and it will tell you how much you have. It will show you the cameras and yeah, and again the cars that are there. And if you want to pull park, you just, instead of doing the lever, you just press this, hold it for a second, and you're back in park. Then this car would have everything on the touchscreen, so there's no buttons, which has its good things and its bad things. The good thing is it makes the car so much cleaner. The bad thing is about it is that you sometimes have to be looking around. So for example, if I want to change the climate, I can click there, which is easy enough. But if you want more, you have to go there, then you have to climb it, and then you can change it from here. So the other benefit is I can change the girlfriend's position, or my position, the person who's driving. So I can set her temperature down. So for example, if I, well, it doesn't work now because she's not in the car, but usually you can set the temperature on my side different than on her side, which is actually very, very handy. And then there's for your dog, there, yeah, we don't have dogs, but okay, camping, or if you want to keep it clean, cool. See, it will climate control, and it will stay on the car for 20, and will turn off when it charges. So it means that it keep the car cool while you are away. Other than that, I can also schedule. I can tell the car from I'm at home right now. I want the car on, let's say I'm going to work on Tuesday, and I want it by around, I think I'm leaving around 6 o'clock. This gives us the time. I can create it, and I can tell what I want the car to do. I can give it a precondition what it should do and what charge it should have by that time. I can make up the car cool or warm, whatever, before I even enter the car remotely on the app. I don't even have to do it here. I just showed you here. I don't have to do it here, which is pretty cool actually. I will delete it because I don't want the same with charge. I can just tell the car when to start charging, stop charging, to save money. If you're charging at certain time, it's cheaper than charging at another time. Then we have stuff like autopilot, which automatically steers. I'm not going to into driving stuff right now. If you want, I can make a video later about it. So I can actually, funny enough, I can change the seat like that. And yeah, so this is chill mode, which saves money. This is sport mode, which I have on the TT as well. Steering wheel, I can actually change how heavy I want the steering wheel. So maybe you want it light for drifting, will you want it more heavy in daily? You can choose yourself. Generate braking is basically when you, instead of pressing the brake panel, which is the holes there, you will release the throttle, and it will re-put the way it works. It will put charge back into the battery to get you more range. So instead of pressing the brake pedal, it saves your brake pedal as well. And then on top of that, I have this hold, which means I don't have to press the brake even standing on a hill. But if you don't want that, you can have this roll or creep. It depends on what you prefer. Creep is more like an automatic. Roll is more like a manual, and hold is like an electric car. So they all have the benefits in that sense. Then surface, which basically tells me I have to pump up my tires. Will in the TT it doesn't do that, so I will do that anyway. But yeah, the part of where everything is on the screen compared to buttons, I think it's so much nicer. Now to get out of the car, there's this button here. If you're ever stuck and doesn't work, there is a release handle right there, which you just pull towards you, and it opens the door, just like any other car. And it will say manual door release used. May cost of the window trim. So you don't really want to do that. So I will use it normally, and that's the normal way. However, if you're ever in an emergency on the Model 3, it's right there. Obviously, the TT doesn't have a back seat, and I had friends over, and the back seat is very comfy. They have their own USB port, they have their own climate control. I'm actually going to replace this thing with an LCD screen, so they have their own entertainment system as well if they want to look something up. So the boot on this car, I'm getting it hacked. There should be some sensor right there, but I don't have it enabled right now. But going to the boot, you literally put a body in here. It's such a big boot. And as you can see, there is so much space. But if you need more space, look at that. So this is underneath the boot where you can, well, no, just some crap laying here, but yeah, you have all the space available to put stuff, which is pretty cool. Up here, and you can see I closed some stuff. Now I'm going to open the front, right? Let me see, controls, and I will show you. So as you can see, I opened this one, and so this is the wee space in the front. So this is not much. There's just literally this thing here, which I don't even know where's. Oh, this is the toe. But yeah, if I'm going to keep this car for a while, if I decided to keep this and not go to upgrade to a faster one, this one is pretty fast, by the way. This is where my air ride tank is going to sit. So yes, I'm thinking of air ride, by the way, for the first time in my life. I'm thinking of air ride because I think it's cool, and the kit is actually affordable, and it's really good. Works well on the Tesla, and yeah. So that's the front. It's not much space, but if you have to, if the boot isn't enough, and you don't put an air ride tank there, you would have space to put something else there. It doesn't matter what. You can use it. Same with the MR2, you have a rear frunk. But, you know, this one is pretty usable, to be fair. You could put a baby in there if you don't have the space. So yeah, and then you just put it down slightly, because they tell you to put it down slightly. So yes, do I like the Tesla more or less than the TT? It's really hard to say. I like them both, but they are both different in a way, and they're both amazing to drive. Though the TT makes noises and proper bangs and flames and everything, the Tesla gets you to your destination in a very quick time and very comfortable. So yeah, hard to say. You decide.